chewy on some hot. Like I told Tish, I see when I.
Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to the Roast Session Central. I'm the NigerianNemesis, and in today's video, we're going to be rocking this giant bowler deck. This deck is very, very solid, and it does a great job of counter-attacking. You have the bowler, the baby dragon, and the musketeer, all defensive cards that you change into offense with the giant in front of all that. The lightning does a really good job of cleaning the giant's path up, as well as the log. And the tornado is mainly used on defense for me. You can use it on offense as well if you want to drag troops towards the towers. And just does a really good job overall. So let's hop into this first battle up against NigerianNemesis. Focus in here, split skeletons up in the back. He's going to start with a Night Witch. Okay, so we're going with our musketeer in the back left to meet the Night Witch. Let's see how he responds. He's going to start with an early poison, so our musketeer will not die to that poison, which means we can now tank with the giant. So giant going down as a tank. Musketeer has 1 HP left, but she's going to wail away at that Night Witch, doing a great job taking her out. Most of the bats are going to die. There will be 1 bat left. And now we've got our log prepared. We're just going to go ahead and log these skeletons. It is a -1 trade, but I think we've done a good enough job so far to be able to use that trade. Unfortunately, we didn't even get a hit on the tower, so it was a waste of a log. Graveyard coming in hot, so baby dragon's going down, and he has a poison, so that's a very good poison. Really, really aggressive though, so he's going to be down an elixir. If we can get our giant out in front, that would be huge for us in this counter push. So now, giant is going down. Hopefully the tower targets our giant, and yes it does. Tower's onto our giant. He's going to play an executioner, of course, and we all know what comes after the executioner. Definitely that tornado, so we're going to NATO everything back towards his tower as well, so we can get our baby dragon to splash onto it and our bowler to hit the tower. We're going to get a decent amount of damage done onto his tower here. Actually, that tower is all the way down to 556 from 1 counter push. So that's the power of this deck, guys. Counter push as best as you can. Of course, if you want a replacement for the bowler, not that you wouldn't have the bowler, but the executioner does a really good job as well. They both have different purposes. If you're playing a lot of Night Witches and a lot of Hound Loons, then definitely go with the executioner. That will play a solid deck. But the bowler is more of a tank, and he does a really, really good job of staying alive. So we're just going to go ahead and prepare our lightning and get ready for his Night Witch. There it is. Now we can get some great value here. We could have caught the executioner, and maybe, but now we wouldn't have been able to get the tower damage. So that's all good. We've got our baby dragon locked onto that executioner. I'm going to put my bowler up in front so that he doesn't have a tank for the graveyard. Bowler is down. He's still going to play the graveyard anyways, and I'm expecting that poison, so I'm going to play my musketeer as well to help those skeletons out. He does poison, but I don't think that's going to be enough. His tower is down at 210. That is within lightning range, and since I do have all this happening here, I'm going to start with a giant in the back right. That's going to be the best play here. Now we can lightning away his Night Witch. Just in case he does decide to take our left tower, we're going to get this giant rolling, and our 1 elixir skeletons are going to take down that executioner. Let's see how he decides to get to that tower. Right now, he's going to play a graveyard. So now our musketeer is going to follow up that giant. And if he does take this tower, we've got a solid push there on the right side. 10 seconds left. We're going to play our bowler now to help out with this push. And on the left, as you can see, we held that tower down to 381. So we looked really, really good overall. That's going to be 1-0. First W of the day with this giant bowler combination. So I'm really loving this deck. We are now 4-0 in this challenge. Let's see if we can continue and go undefeated. Play a couple more games just to show you guys how to run this deck. Let's hop right back into the action with the bowler. Definitely a very, very good card. Alright, so we're up against JAPR from Cap, and let's see what kind of deck he's running. That first deck that we just played was a graveyard deck, so as you see, we have pretty decent counters for the graveyard with the baby dragon and the bowler. So he's going to start with split skeletons. Alright, we're chilling here with our baby dragon. And he has a Night Witch as well. So the Night Witch is literally everywhere. And we're going to have to try and contain her here in this battle. He's going to get mad real quick. That's more of a sarcastic anger, as in, haha, I have the Night Witch. What are you going to do about it? Well, guess what? Not really too worried about it. She's everywhere. And it's a graveyard. So we're playing another Night Witch graveyard deck. Everyone's running her, of course. She's very strong. But in my opinion, she's rather easy to counter. Everybody was freaking out about her, but she's not that great. I mean, she is that great if you play her right. And, but for me, I know how to counter her pretty well, so I'm not too worried about it. Since he does have his executioner, I'm going to force my giant here on the right side, just so he doesn't get some insane tornado value. If he tornadoes that, he's going to have nothing to defend this giant. Log is ready whenever he plays whatever he has, and I'm not seeing it. He's going to miss his tornado, so unlucky stuff right there for him. he's going to say good luck. I guess he thinks he's got this one in the bag with that Night Witch. Night Witch is coming towards us. I've got my Musketeer and Baby Dragon, so let's go with the Musketeer on the opposite lane. Maybe I should have played that on the same lane. Yeah, because he's going to play that Executioner there for our Bowler. Executioner wins. No, the Bowler wins that matchup every single time on a fair playing field, but right now we're going to lose out on that. And the Musketeer does a great job of targeting onto his Executioner, so now that Knight is lonesome all by himself, and our Baby Dragon will be able to take it out with it, only getting a couple of swings onto our tower. So overall, I think we're looking pretty good. Whenever I play a graveyard deck, as long as I see the graveyard one time, I usually win that battle, because if I get their tower down and send it over to overtime, they can't really do much about it. So we're going to send this log on top of the graveyard and now send down our Bowler. But like I was just saying, once you get that big push on a graveyard deck, they cannot really take that second tower. There's no way if you know how to play some solid defense for it. I mean, of course, if they have that Giant in the center, it does get a little bit difficult. But for me, I have no problem with it. So now we've got the Giant and the Baby Dragon and the Musketeer going here on the right side. Of course, he's going to play his Tornado. Our Bowler should be able to take out that Night Witch, or at least do some really good damage to her. And we are in trouble here. That tower is down to 553. So he's going to send in his graveyard in a second. So my Bowler is ready for that. I'm not seeing his graveyard. And he's got that healthy Executioner. So he's going to go with a right side graveyard. I'm going to send my Musketeer here in for some help along with the Baby Dragon. Should be able to clean all that up fairly well. And we're going to start with a counter push now with the Giant and prepare our Lightning. I don't think you've seen that yet. I don't think we've used it. We will get some great Lightning value here, taking down his Night Witch, taking down his Executioner, and getting some great tower damage. So right now, we are in a tight spot. We've got all this mess coming back towards us, and we have to deal with this graveyard. So I'm going to drop my Tornado to kill off some of those bats. And now we have our Baby Dragon, Musketeer, and all these different supporting cards. I'm going to go with Musketeer here. Slow decision-making might cost us this game. That tower is all the way down to 253. Good game. He thought that was going to end the game. Now he's sending the enemy face. Let's win this game and make him pissed off. Baby Dragon is heading back towards him. Bowler in hand, not going to need it. We're going to go with a Lightning and a Log here to take down that Executioner. Giant's going to punch the tower. Log is going to take the tower out. He's mad. I'm going to have to hit him with that crying emote. I have to do it. My man's telling me good game when the game isn't over yet, and we came back to win. That's my favorite kind of game to win. That's definitely how you've got to do it if someone starts talking trash to you early and during the game. You just got to spam them with that BM towards the end, just to let them know like you're not having any of it. But we're hopping into the third and final battle up against this man right here, Perfect Assassin. Let's see if that's true. Let's see what kind of deck the Perfect Assassin is running. Hopefully not another Night Witch graveyard deck. I want something that's different here. And he's got an Ice Spirit. Okay. So I think that's a little bit different. Or maybe that's just a different cycle card. Oh, okay. So Rocket is what's going to end up happening to us. Whenever that happens to you guys, you get like a Troop Rocket. It's switch lanes. That's all you got to do is switch lanes. Leave that right lane alone. Let them have that tower damage onto it, but make them switch lanes or they will rocket you out before the end of the game. Argentina Fury 2. Let's see here. Another Night Witch. Shocker. 3 Night Witches in a row. But like I said, this deck does a great job against the Night Witch with the Baby Dragon and the Bowler. And of course the Tornado. So let's see what else he decides to play here. There's not really much he can do. We've got so much. So since he's going to use his Tornado, let's use ours as well. Take down all of his supporting troops. And the Baby Dragon will get some hits onto his tower. He's actually going to force in another Night Witch. I don't think that was the best of plays. Let's play our Musketeer now to take down the Night Witch and to take down that Baby Dragon. Musketeer did her job right there real quick. Baby Dragon's also going to fall. So that's really, really good. Musketeer is now down to 1 HP. Maybe we can try and go for a counter push here. She's about dead though, so we're just going to leave her alone. And Lightning gets pumped because I don't want him to come back. And that's how we got to roll. We can't let him get that pump elixir lead on us. He is going to sell us. Well played. And obviously that's sarcastic, meaning, ha, I got you now. You just wasted that Lightning on the pump. But not to worry, we've got all these cards. We've got the Tornado, which is unbelievable. It is catching that nerf. So I think it's necessary because it is very, very, very strong. His Golem now is coming at us on the right-hand side. So we're going to switch lanes and leave that alone. Like I said, we've got the Tornado, and that can defend against relatively anything in the game. So let's slow push here with our Bowler and let that turn into a counterattack, and then we can support the Giant. But first of all, we've got to make sure that this Golem falls, because one Golem push could be all that it takes to take a tower. So now we've got all of this good defense going on. Let's use the Tornado and bring it all back. Giant got a couple swings, I think, onto that tower over there. The Night Witch is going to fall to our Musketeer. He's going to send in his Rocket, actually. Let's support this Musketeer before she gets in front. Does she? Oh, she gets stuck. That's super awesome. Okay, the Baby Dragon's going to end up taking her out anyways. But she was able to give the Giant some time. The Giant's heading towards that tower. Our tower is down to 559. But we've got all this mess going towards his tower. Now, Musketeer is wailing away at everything. Giant's going to get a few shots off onto that tower. Oh, and that tower is gone just like that. 20 seconds left. Can we hold on here? We're going to have to start forcing stuff down this lane just to play as some defense. And 10 seconds left in this battle. He's not sending anything. He's going to send a golem. That's not going to get the job done. So we're just going to NATO it back, log it back, and secure the W. So 3-0 with this deck. We are now sitting at 6-0 in this grand challenge. So as you guys can see, if you're looking for a very stable deck that just covers everything, covers every little bit of area, can pretty much counter everything, doesn't really have any strong counters, then definitely run this deck. We even got our crown chest. Let's see, do we get anything that's worth talking about here? Not really, so I guess solid crown chest overall. We've got 2 magicals sitting there in the bunker, and now we just got this solid deck. Let me show it to you guys one more time with the Giant, Bowler, Baby Dragon, Musketeer. You just got to use those 4 cards and counterattack and create huge pushes, and if they have stand-up troops like the Wizard, Ice Wizard, E-Wiz, save the Lightning for some great value, use the Tornado on defense and the Log for all their baity stuff. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and drop that like, and if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for some more future daily Clash Royale content, and I hope you guys go on and enjoy the rest of your day. Peace!